Hi everybody, how's it going? This is the first time I'm ever using the capture thing for YouTube for my iPhone, and I figured I'd do a quick movie review. Nothing too long, just maybe a couple minutes at best. I don't know how quickly this thing uploads or how good the sound quality is or visual quality. I'm assuming it's going to be the same either way, just maybe with less time waiting to upload. I hope that it's a quicker upload, because if it is, I'll just do this more often. But anyways, I'm going to be reviewing the film SLC PUNK, the 1998, 1999 comedy drama film starring Matthew Lillard, Michael Gorian, and Annabeth Gish. And if we're going to be honest here, he's the only one on this cover I recognize, but there is some other notable actors. Jason Segel's in it. He plays a nerdy punk, and the one German guy in the Glorious Bastards, not the Nazi, the German guy who was in the actual team, he's in this movie also. Well, anyways, what do I think about the movie? The movie itself, it's pretty good. Like I said, it's a comedy drama film. The first, I think, 2/3 of the movie are done very comedically with a kind of a darker, iffy, light-hearted tone to it. Whereas the last third of it kind of borderlines Requiem for a Dream status of how dark it gets. Even though I think this came out before Requiem for a Dream, I'm not entirely sure though. I think Requiem for a Dream came out sometime within the 2000s. But anyways, I say a lot in these videos, don't I? But that's not important. What is important though is that this film it's really good, especially if you're into like the punk scene from like the 80s. It takes place in the 80s, but it was made in the 90s, takes place in the 80s, and it's loosely based on I think the writer's life. I forget, it's like, or like someone he knew, because I remember it was on a Wikipedia page that I heard that from, that said based on some guy named Steven's life. Anyways, like, the movie stars Matthew Lillard. He plays a punker named Steve-O. Heroin Bob, I forget. I think that's Trish. It's kind of funny that she actually got a front cover part of it, because she's not in the movie that much. And he also has another friend played with Jason Segel, and that one guy from Glorious Bastards, I can't remember his name. But anyways, let's move on. Yeah, it just pretty much explores his life as a punker, and it just shows, from start to finish, it's about him understanding that anarchy is not the best solution and being a punker isn't all he thought it would be. My friend and I were watching this, and he said at the very end of the movie, he's just like, well, that just made this entire movie pointless. And I was just like, it had a kind of a message to it. It's a very solid film, and when the parts of comedy are there, it's really funny. But when it does take that dark turn, it's not a subtle one. It's like, here's a bunch of humor, and then now it's just gonna get dark, and then the ending is it has a very dark ending as well. And throughout the movie, Steve-O, Matthew Lillard's character, as we said, he's trying to fight this battle between him trying to figure out whether or not he actually does want to be a straight up anarchist, or or selling out, as he'll call it, or if he winds up selling out, because he feels like at a certain point he feels that it's his only option to do. But throughout the movie, you also see his father trying to convince him to go to Harvard Law School, and it really is a character study about Steve-O, Matthew Lillard's character, and it's done really well. I really like this film. It's what I appreciate about it the most is that this was done on you can do a movie like this on a very small budget. You don't need a big budget for this, even though I think it had a couple million to it, but I think that's because of, like, there's a scene with a car that they're sinking. They've had to get, a revolver, There's a bunch of, other things that go into making a film. like, buying, getting permission to film at certain places, and you have to pay money for that, and getting the actors. So all of that, that's where the money went. But if you wanted to, you could really make a movie like this on your own. If you really wanted to, because it's a very simple movie. Simple isn't bad. Simple is good. And especially in this case, Simple did really well. But like I said, the only real problem I had with it was that it goes from being a very good dark comedy to Requiem from a Dream like that. And it's kind of awkward, but you see why it does. And throughout it, I really can't think of much to complain about. But if I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Because like I said, that abrupt jump from being a dark comedy to just a pitch black movie is a little too abrupt, and even when it is pitch black, it has a little too many moments of awkward humor in it. But it does work, the dark moments. I just wish they would have found a way to, combine it better. That's just me, though. Maybe other people will find that it worked out fine. Anyways, that's my review for SLC Punk, a fun movie about the punk culture in the 1980s. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. I'll catch y'all later.